So I figured I would just add a video that's kind of the whole process. That was actually a branch, it wasn't even a tree, and it was growing over in this direction somewhere. It was dead at the top already, so I cut it to make room for the driveway. I'm all about, you know, I'm not the biggest hippie in the world. I don't know what he'd call me, but I am about using what's free, what's here, what I've already paid for. So let's found. As you can see, I have done 3 posts. Maybe I did 4. 2 of them are pretty small. This, as many posts as I need to make, will be solid wood chips when it's all said and done. So you saw I drug, you know, some brush out of here. I mean, I'm looking for straight pieces because I decided probably the only thing I'll get done with the time I have today is to build a table. So come in, you hack off all the limbs. Speaking of, there's a couple limbs I need to get to the brush pile. These get stuck in the bottom of the car and bottom of the truck, but the wood chips won't. And as you can see, as I've been cleaning up around here, this is my own personal brush pile since I've been here. Just picking stuff up. It's pretty huge. So that was just kind of a overall view of what you got to do. It is not easy, but I'll tell you, it is definitely better than spending a fortune in lumber. So yeah, I did do 4 of them. This one is at about, I don't know, 12 foot. So I will probably use it as a post. All them beer boxes. I keep those to burn with. I didn't like drink all that last night. Anyway, the one I just showed y'all is pretty skinny. As you can see, like compared to a extension cord. And you may look at this and go, well dude, there's like bug holes, and I'm not trying to build custom furniture, you know. I'm just trying to use what I got and make things work and not use money. Basically the only money that'll go into this is screws, which I always have screws. So this little one is going to be the tops of the tables that hold the legs together, and then these 2 will be the legs. It's going to be 4-foot legs and then a 2x2 table. And what that is for is that gives me a couple inches on either side on a black barrel. Cool thing about black barrel is it won't let the algae grow. Man, it is a humid day out here. It won't let the algae grow in my drinking water tank. So when I build this table, it's going to be 4 foot off the ground. Oh, I probably should have stayed over there. But what I'm going to do is put a spigot, about 6 inches up, probably right on top of that band. And I do that up at the top so that any sediment that does end up in here, which there shouldn't be much, will go down below where my spout is. And then I'll probably put a little flush spout all the way at the bottom so that when this runs low, I can always let all the yuck water out of the bottom. But it kind of helps me with a little bit of filtration. But these keep algae from growing. And when I put a spout on this, well, since I've been here, and it's been about a month, I've had to dip in, and I make sure my hands are clean when I'm doing that. But as time has gone on, you know, I can't use a coffee cup for, you know, getting enough water to make coffee, getting enough water for me to drink through the night, getting enough water for the dog. So I've been, you know, getting 3 gallons at a time, just making sure me and the jugs are nice and clean, getting it, sealing it back up. And that's working, but it's always in the back of your head of, man, what if something ends up in there that's not good for me? So the way I'm trying to set this up, I'll be able to leave the lid on, put like a screw vent cap at the top. And that way when I'm ready to get water, I unscrew the vent cap, fill up my jugs, don't even have to open the top up. And well, once I've got that going on, I've got no worry about drinking water. This is getting a little long, but I'll edit it out. So a neighbor of mine actually brought me one of these. This is what's kind of changing my plans. It is not the cleanest inside, but it's not the dirtiest either. So my plan for this is to store clean, kind of filtered rainwater that I'll make a filtration system for. And, you know, I'll fill it up every so often. But this is going to be my running water tank. I have a pump that I'll be hooking to that. That's about 270 gallons of water, as opposed to that black one is 30. 30 gallons of drinking water, fantastic. That'll last me 2 weeks. But when it comes to that big tank, I actually have the pump for it. So let me show you. The sun's starting to come out now. I've cleared this spot out, and originally I was thinking I wanted to put the shed here, but due to electrical reasons, I'm going to move that. So I'm going to do an 8x8, basically a well house, but there's no well here. I'll be putting that water storage container in it, a pump, and eventually a hot water heater. In the meantime, I have to decide if I want to go propane or not. And so what will happen, and part of what I'm dealing with today, is that will all be set up. I've got to keep the well pump covered. I want to keep my water source covered. We'll put a little well house, is what I'm going to call it, right here where Ripple's standing. At that point, I can pipe out or run a hose. It really doesn't matter because it's mine. And I'm going to come over to this little area. And just to give you perspective, you know, that puts me about 5-10 feet away from the camper. And I'm going to put a little shower house here. So we'll go from over there where the well house will be, and I'll pipe kind of around the trees over to here. And once that's happening, I can take a shower. By winter, I'll be able to put a heater in the well house, and as well as have a hot water heater. So if I close this in decently, I'll still be able to come out here and take a shower, even in the winter. It won't be super ideal, but my water can stay thawed out because I have a heater in there. My water will be nice and warm because I'll put a hot water heater in. And it's all kind of temporary, but I also am realizing that I'm going to be in this situation longer than I had hoped with the price of material. So I've got to build a few things. I'm going to kind of hone my skills in, see, you know, I've never really built out of material like this other than forts as a kid. So I'm starting with a table that's going to have 30 gallons of water sitting on it so that I can really get an idea of how well these screws are going to hold in that wood. Make sure my plans are going to work, and just kind of get an overall feel for what I'm doing, debarking, how long it's all going to take me. And then, so what I'm thinking today, and probably will be the end of this video, is I'm going to start trying to put a table together. I still need to find 1 2-foot straight section, but that's super easy for me to find around here. That last one I did, that one was only 6 foot. So those 2 8-footers will get cut in half. They'll be 4-foot legs. And then we'll do 2-foot square all the way around it to tie it together. And then I have got some recycled deck boards over here that will be the top. So, you know, with the machete or the sawzall or even a chainsaw if I needed to, I can do whatever I need to get the top of this table pretty level, and I can shim it up with rocks or what have you. The thing about building like this is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. It needs to be sturdy, it needs to be functional, and as long as it gets my water up off the ground where I can fill up my tanks, you know, where I'm not trying to squeak. If I put a dropper down here, well, I can't get a jug under there. So it has to be up a little bit. And if I'm going to build something to go up, I'd like to not have to bend over to get to it. So anyway, that's probably over explained as always, but today I've decided it's a good day to start building, start testing my theories on bracing this and seeing what it'll hold up to, because, well, I can only, that'll have to be edited out. yeah, I think that's it on this. I'll find a place sooner in that to cut it off.